Part 2 of our docu-series with my father, Dennis. And the first question I wanted to ask is, how has MSA changed the way you think about life, if at all?
Well, when I retired, I expected to travel, spend a lot of time with my children, and I can't do that any longer. So that's the way it's affected me, not being able to spend it with my grandchildren or see my new grandchild in Thailand. Life is very tenuous, and you should live every day like you don't have it tomorrow.
Okay, and then with that in mind, what keeps you motivated on difficult days, and what do you do when you're feeling frustrated because you can't do those things?
I get most of my frustration out when I go to rock steady boxing. And other than that is the support of my wife, Janet. Without her, I wouldn't know what I would do.
Yep, so with that in mind, is there any messages you would have for caregivers supporting someone with MSA? Because they play a very important role.
Well, you have to find somebody that's compassionate and caring.
Yep, you got a good one. Is there any tips you would share for a caregiver that would make it easier for them to maybe know what you're feeling, or that would make it easier for them to
just be
help?
communicative and
Be what?
Be communicative.
Well, and you and Janet, you also laugh a lot, and you deal with this with a lot of sense of humor, which seems to be helpful.
Laughing helps. But there's a lot of annoying things like that. My nose now constantly runs, and all the saliva that builds up in my mouth because I can't swallow, and running to the bathroom 50 times a day because it affects your bladder. It keeps you from having a good quality of life.
And do you feel that this disease has impacted your relationship with your friends?
Yeah, I always feel bad for them when I go out because they have to help me in and out of the car, and my speech is so bad.
But they still invite you all the time. What are some of the hobbies that you miss the most?
What I miss?
Yeah, what are some of your favorite hobbies?
Well, I was an avid golfer, and I think a fairly decent golfer in the 90s. As this disease progressed, I had to give golf up completely.
Do you have any hobbies that you do that you still enjoy, that you can still do with MSA?
Not really. I just put it around the house and work on the computer. I was handy. I could fix anything when I was well. Now I can't even get in a step stool.
And your hands don't work well.
My hands don't work that well anymore that well either.
You could do anything for a day without limitations. What would you choose to do with that day?
Get on an airplane and go to Thailand.
Yep, and see your new grandbaby. What's something that you're really proud of in your life?
Haven't let this disease get me down. And proud of my wife who stood by my side and taking care of me.
Yep, you got a really good wife. Yep, that is something to be very, very proud of. And I think having a loving relationship really helps you to deal with living with something like MSA.
You need to have people around you that care when you get sick. Just enjoy yourself and do what you want to do. Don't put it off. Travel, see family, friends. Do what makes you happy now. Don't say I'm going to do it in 10 years. Because you don't know where you're going to be in 10 years.
And then is there anything that we haven't discussed about living with MSA that you think would help others that you'd want to share?
Exercise is important, very important. Find some class of Parkinson patients similar to what you got, MSA or whatever you got, and get in it. You get understanding, and don't let the disease get you down.